So let's talk about these fellas here before we go into the patch notes for the server for the day. So myself and a bunch of the other players have been getting like queries and questions about it. People thinking that it's generative AI. We can confirm it's not that earlier on today, but there is a longer version, which is still not that long. So it was in response to Shelby asking about it all. So yeah, Mr. Mad Spy said it's extremely complicated. The AI has a set of rules, a trade, a quest, and a memory, and a faction point, as well as a path rule. The pathfinder is determined by a set of position points that we set for the time of day. So that's obviously for like idle walking and things like that. If you say something near a programmed AI, it will run your text into Mark's personal AI model, which filters out certain words, rules, and passes in elements of what it should know. Then it passes in a personality, memory, and history. After that, it scans if you're saying exact phrases that might trigger a trade or a quest. If they have those programmed into the AI already. After that, it checks your reputation towards a faction, if it belongs to one. Then after all of that, it generates a response by calling 2 AI language models, and Google's Translate model and cloud saving.
We're making you an epic stuffed crust pizza for $13.99.
Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
On a stand that's always above the AI. And he mentioned if you have hollow text turned off, then it avoids the remaining it avoids remaining the armor stand. Otherwise, it sends a localized message from the point of the armor stand to everyone nearby. That's the one. Then the text is saved and ran into his personal AI model that trims memory into simple points to save on space. Memory is then saved as long-term or short-term. Long-term memory exists forever. Short-term memories exist until the fact is determined to be unneeded or should be transferred into long-term memory. So this has been like a big like passion project. Maybe it's with the short abbreviated version, but I'm sure Mark said he's been working on this for like 7 years. I think he said it was 7 years or something like that. And let's have a look. So yeah, so we said the memory system itself is pure filtering and machine learning, determining what is useful and what's not. Goes through multiple layers of trying to figure out if something is worth going for short term to long term. Even then, it's bullet points. And then, yeah, oh, that's it. Yes, we said making realistic NPCs has been something of a passion project for mine for about 7 years. And then I won't read the next one because it says what his next goal is, so that might be a bit spoilery. But hopefully that helps like clarify for people what the system is. It's not like I think Mark even gave us an insight on it. He was like, oh, if it were to be running on something like ChatGPT, it would cost something like £13 an hour to exist, and that's just like not at all what is being done. So this is all like first party native, you know, half a decade's worth of work that Mark's put into it. So hopefully that can put some people's minds at ease that you know, I guess there's a degree of automation to it, but it is all like handcrafted and you know, and stuff like that. And I'm fairly certain, if I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure like even when we did Pirates, I remember like Owen and Apo would sit there and write so much stuff, and like they would basically have to like, it's like, you know, if an alien came down from space and you have to explain everything to them. I remember Owen and Apo talking about how they would have to like program the AI or like the NPCs of like, this is your temperament, this is what you say, this is what you don't. Here's some like canned phrases or like, you know, language models to follow based on things like that. And yeah, and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, it's that one. As someone who's done who had to do the math of using ChatGPT tokens, that's a lot of data and a lot of work. I'm so impressed right now. Yeah, well, that was the thing. So in the Discord, like, I think it was like Avid, Jojo, and who else was it? Avid, Jojo, and I want to say it was Cam, maybe. They all seem to have some experience with like machine learning and programming and all that sort of stuff, and they were all like, "Holy shit, that's a lot." So hopefully you can spread the word about that. I'm sure that clips of this will circulate, but hopefully that puts some people's minds at ease. Like, I totally sympathize with the whole generative AI distaste, especially with the big Ghibli spike going on at the minute and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, so there you go. That's basically all I know. Yeah, there you go. And Mr. Mad Spy's in the chat. So if people